Hi students, today we're going to do 11.2 notes. 11.2 notes is on speed and velocity. Speed is the distance per unit time. Constant speed is speed that does not change. For example, cruise control on your car allows you to get constant speed in your car. Instantaneous speed is speed at a given instant. For example, a police officer's radar gun measures your instantaneous speed at that given instant you were speeding. Average speed is the total distance traveled divided by the total time of travel. This slide you do not need to copy, but it kind of shows you what I mean by average versus instantaneous speed. So if you're looking at this figure, at 0 kilometers, the person was running and he was able to run at 10 kilometers per hour. So at that instant, he's going 10 kilometers per hour. Then he started to slow down, and then from 2 to 4, he was going 5 kilometers per hour. And then from 4 to 6, he was going 2 kilometers per hour. So those were the instantaneous times. Average time is you want to take the total amount of distance, so it would be 6 kilometers, and divide by the total amount of time, which was 1.6 hours, to get an average speed of 3.75 kilometers per hour. Velocity describes both the speed and the direction of an object. So like displacement velocity does direction. For example, 75 miles per hour is the speed to the west direction. So it has speed and direction. Two velocities in an opposite direction subtract each other. An example would be if you were on a moving sidewalk in the airport but on the wrong way. Whatever you're running and the speed of the moving sidewalk would subtract from your running, so you wouldn't be running as fast. Velocities in the same direction add together. So if we have a boat that's going 12 kilometers per hour and a river velocity of 5 kilometers per hour, if they're going in the same direction, they add together. So the boat plus the river would be 17 kilometers per hour. So if they're in the same direction, they add. If they're in opposite, they subtract. So calculating velocity. Velocity is v equals d over t. That equation I will give you on the test. The v is your velocity in meters per second or kilometers per hour. Things can change a little bit here. Distance is usually in meters or kilometers, and time is in seconds or hours. Basically, whatever your units need to combine to make the velocity. That equation I will give you on the test, but you do need to know how to rearrange it. You need to know that to solve for velocity, and so you need to know that solving for distance, you would want to multiply by time on both sides. I would not write this, or if you do write it on a new one, because you still need the v equals d over t. That way our t's cancel out, so distance is equal to tv. To solve for time then, you want to divide by v on both sides then, and t would equal d over v. So the three equations that you should have in your notes is this one right here. You should have v equals d over t, and you should have d equals tv. Those equations in your notes you need to have. This one will be the one I give you on the test. The other two I will not give you on the test. So we're going to do 3 example problems and then we'll be done. Oh, you don't need that slide. How fast is an object going if it travels 80 meters in 12 seconds? So we've got meters and we've got seconds, and so meters is going to be our distance and seconds is going to be our time. So we're looking for velocity. Fast is velocity. So we're going to start with our equation, and then we'll plug in our information. So our d was our 80 meters. Make sure you have all your units and you make sure you have your equation, and then we need to divide by the 12 seconds. When you take 80 divided by 12, you get 6.7 meters per second. None of the meters and the seconds don't cancel out. This per is the same thing as the division sign. You should pause and try to do this one on your own. So how long does it take for an object to travel 50 meters if it's traveling 35 meters per second? Here is our distance and here is our velocity. How long is asking for time. So our time equation is d over v. So we want to put our 50 meters on top and divide by 35 meters per second. When you take 50 divided by 35, you get 1.4 seconds. The meters cancel out and we're left in seconds. We have one last problem, and you should pause and try to do this one on your own. So how far does an object travel going at 80 miles per hour for 2.5 hours? 80 miles per hour is our velocity, 2.5 hours is our time. How far is asking distance. So this time it's d equals tv. So we're going to take our time, 2.5 hours, times our 80 miles per hour. Our hours will cancel out, so we'll be left in miles. So d is equal to 2.5 times 80, which is 200 miles.